So it says, great news. The wait is finally over. The Candace podcast returns this upcoming Monday, June 10th. Because warriors don't submit to the whims of self imposed God kings. And she put hashtag 300, hashtag Candace is coming, subscribe to the new YouTube channel here. And there's that, right? And so that's the link. And so this is this little video. We'll look at the video, which is, I mean, it is from 300 from Sparta, we are Sparta or whatever. Like I really do like this movie. So now I just need to watch it again. But you can tell that she's got some subtitles going on. She got some titles going on here for who's who and so let's see what they're saying. It more than likely is the same words from the movie. But anyway, let's take a look.
All the God King Xerxes requires is this, a simple offering of earth and water, a token of Sparta's submission.
Submission. Now that's a bit of a problem.
This is blasphemy. This is madness.
This is Sparta!
So, okay, shout out to Candace. That's a nice little look for her with the, signing the name and everything. That's a very good look for Candace. What I will say is, again, that's a good look. I like the fact that she's done this little clip. What she's saying is that I'm not going to submit to the whims of others when it comes to how I feel, my beliefs, my religion. And shout out to her for that. And I think that's great. I'd rather see somebody come from a place of, Nas, you are cracking me up. He said, I can't wait. I had a dream about her last night. So, yeah. So I'd rather see somebody come from a place of at least like, a place of this is Candace's integrity, so I think it like Tiffany Owens. Okay, that's a very strong last name there. Right on time, right? No, I like it too. I think it is strong. Listen, we're not trying to wage some crazy war about we're not trying to wage some crazy war, some crazy religious war or anything like that. What is up, Justin? What is going on? So we're not trying to wage any kind of crazy war or anything, but what we're saying is that this should have never been that big of a deal. For her to say Christ is King should have never been that big of a deal. I have people, and all of a sudden, for some reason, this episode is taken off. So you better believe I'm going to clip this and I'm going to put it on this show, on the channel. I have people for some reason telling me like, no, but when she said Christ is King, it was like her being, mean to, she tried to attack Ben Shapiro. Obviously, it's not none of y'all, right? But I have like new commenters and stuff who are saying that. And I'm like, no, she was putting out a verse. The thing is, when you are Christian, and I'm speaking as a Christian, y'all already know, right? You want deep. So, okay, let me not even say it like if I know how she's thinking. I'm going to say it how I think, okay? Because when people try to come for me online, and I'm not dealing with half of what this girl was dealing with, right? And they'll say like these horrible things that all I'm thinking is, ooh, I'm about to, ooh, you mother, ooh, and then da. And then that's why you look like, and then you pathetic little, and I was just like, and then I'm like, no, you aren't that girl anymore. You're not that girl anymore. And so I'm like, have a blessed day. Or I'm like, find the light of Christ. You will, have less torment. I'm sorry, like so what am I supposed to do? Not respond? So when somebody responds like that, what they're doing when they're saying, Christ is King or whatever like that, it's like when somebody's making that statement, they're just saying like, what me without Christ is somebody who wants to curse you out from here to there. But with Christ, I'm just going to say, I wish you all the best. Me telling somebody Christ is King, even in anger or some sort of like conflict or just saying like, find Christ, is not me wishing anything bad on you. In fact, I think I'm wishing the best thing for you. Yes. It's just that simple. Right. And so Pickles, you made it. So Tiffany asked, she's Christian. Why is that statement? She's Christian. Why is that statement surprising? Christianity is Jesus Christ. Exactly. And like, like I respect people's religion. Like, obviously, we're talking about, her employers are Jewish for the most part, right? Even Andrew Clavin, who's technically Christian, but really was Jewish or whatever. So I don't know. Um, Hanukkah, like all of that. Like I think it's great when like I see them celebrating Hanukkah and everything. We used to celebrate it in school, dreidel, latkes and everything else. Like I don't understand like what's the big deal, but like this is anger management for me. Yeah, my Christianity certainly is anger management for me. So anyway, the issues that all right. So let's see. Haydn is giving us the issues that the death of Jesus. That's where Ben's people get touched. But the thing is, right? Everybody has a part to play in something in history, but nobody pays for the sins of their ancestors. Nobody does. So if I say Christ is king, I'm not saying, oh, yeah, look what you did to Jesus. That's insane. If somebody says that to a Jewish person, that now if somebody comes and says, now look what you did to Jesus, that person needs to go. That person is sick. They're sick in the head. There's something wrong with them, right? So, but I knew that backlash was coming. I didn't never think that she was going to get fired. And again, a lot of people are saying, "Oh, she didn't get fired for that." No, matter of fact, for me to go back and I knew there was something else I had to look for. Censored men, and let me see if I can censored men, and then let me see Candace Owens. By the way, censored men follows me. I get so hype about that all the time. Anyway, so yeah, so like we can even look at this little clip of Andrew Clavin confirming it, and then we have the bombshell, the leak or whatever. So let's just look at this little clip real quick.
And ever since I've been the target of what they call the Groypers, I just call them Nazis because that's what they are. There were things going out over our air that she was saying that were being at least received, I have to say, as being deeply anti-Semitic. So that Nick Fuentes, who is a virtual Nazi, I mean, there's no space between him and what a Nazi would be saying, was praising her to the skies. If Nick Fuentes praises me to the skies, I go out and say, no, I'm not on your side. I don't know. I don't know what you mistook, but there was nothing coming back. And so it was becoming uncomfortable to be on the same, station, the same venue where that stuff was coming out. And so without ever having any kind of personal animus toward Candace, or even knowing what it was she intended. I'm not even saying that was, how she intended it to be received. It simply became impossible to have a good feeling about this place that I helped build and that I love very much and that I'm very proud of, as an entity. And it was very painful to have that kind of stuff coming out over the air. And I did not want Nick Fuentes. I don't want Nick Fuentes' praise. I don't even want I don't want him to have a happy day because of anything that I said. And so that was my basic reaction. And in that was involved the fact that some of this was being phrased in religious terms. And one of the ways this was happening was the phrase "Christ is King." Now, as I said repeatedly on the show, as Jeremy Boring, who runs the Daily Wire, said repeatedly, we believe this. We believe that Christ is King. I also believe in the cross of Christ, but if you burn the cross on somebody's lawn, it's no longer the cross of Christ. It's just a vehicle, a symbol of your toxic hatred. And so the way it was being used online as an attack on Jews,
So there's that. There's the honest truth from, Andrew Clavin. And this was when Censored Men, he came out with this report. And I would say Censored Men it would have been easy. It would have been absolutely easy to go after Censored Men if he was telling a lie. If he was telling a lie, they could have definitely sued him for some sort of defamation. They would have loved to do it. They're very litigious, right? And so he was saying, bombshell leak, Candace Owens was fired for saying Christ is King. 4 Daily Wire employees, all Christian, have approached me. Their identities will remain anonymous for safety reasons, obviously, and leaked information about an impromptu town hall that Jeremy Boring of the Daily Wire, they hosted a town hall. Anyway, Jeremy Boring sent an email to the Daily Wire employees inviting them to the okay, all right. The town hall was led by him with Andrew Clavin. Obviously, they probably didn't have Ben Shapiro there because it would have been a little too controversial, right? Let me just make sure. Like, I'm so like so worked up about my sound. It's not even called for. The four employees told me that the town hall was attempted to brainwash the employees, present into believing that Candace was in fact an anti-S. The view they view it as an extreme form of damage control, scared to prevent employees from speaking out against Candace Owens firing later that day. The feeling was that they didn't want her. The feeling was that they didn't just want her gone. They wanted everyone to hate her like Ben does. There's that. And that's even worse. It was straight up propaganda. These subjects were brought up during the town hall. Candace repeated use of Christ is King. It was deemed anti-S, dating back to November when a meeting with Ben Shapiro was leaked. In the meeting, he badmouthed Candace. A clip of Nick Fuentes chanting "Christ is King" was played. So they played this at the town hall of Nick Fuentes saying "Christ is King." A clip from Owens on Fresh and Fit was played, where a ka-ching sound effect was made in the background. Was an attempt to associate her with the stereotype that these people love money. You know, you can't control what other people do on their podcast. If they're playing ka-ching sounds, like, why is it that, you know, like she has to be fired? Like, this is crazy. The employees were also told that Ben had been bitter in his attitude towards Candace, as her show was outperforming Ben's and was much better received. Some employees are planning a lawsuit against the Daily Wire, feeling intimidated and threatened. They felt the phrase "Christ is King" was seriously deemed to be anti-S by Boring, Clavin, and Ben. Candace's repeated use of the phrase, along with her not being overly pro-Israel, that ultimately led to her firing, right? And yeah, I did see her last episode. I don't know if she thought it was going to be her last episode, but again, she was just speaking out. She was speaking out, and she said a lot of things. She said a lot of things. And first of all, I gotta give two really hardcore shout outs, because I got a Common Idiot. This is Matt from A Common Idiot is here. You guys know I said what's up to Justin earlier. These are my two homies who have been with me along the way to 5,000. Yes, we did hit 5,000. I'm so excited about that. They definitely have been my my coaches and everything. They've definitely been there for me. They definitely have always supported me. So I just wanted to give them a shout out. And so thank you guys for coming through to the live. Now, and so Kara, and everybody feels a certain way, and I mean, for me, yeah, that's exactly how I feel, right? But again, we embrace, so this is America, right? Again, I told y'all, Hanukkah, whatever, I've been to bar mitzvahs. I have nephews who've had bar mitzvahs, right? So, because they're like half Haitian, half Jewish. So, there's no reason why it ever needed to get like this. But really what it is, I'm going to really tell you that. I personally think that it's Ben Shapiro's insecurities. He's very bitter. Like, you see how he gets worked. You say Tucker Carlson around him, he's like, oh my God, it's Tucker Carlson. So it's like, I'm not here like to even gaslight the situation, okay? Candace's show was better than Ben's, although Ben's show still brings in money. I'm not saying that she needs to be, made, he needs to be made fun of about this or anything. I don't want to see the Daily Wire go down, though I do hate the fact that they rolled the whole thing about, it's freedom of speech and everything else. And then you have these kind of hypocrisies going on, right? As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and play one last thing, because I think it was I looked up Ben Shapiro, and I mean I could go on and on. Candace, that's how Andrew Tate, he says her name, like Candace. I'll be like, damn, bro, just say Candace. Guys, if you guys could please hit that like button for me. We got 21 watching. I'm trying to see by the end of the night if we don't have straight up 100 watching. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to see, because it was it was Liberty, it was Clint from what I really hate is that when you know something that you saw, you just freaking saw it. Now there we go. Clint Russell, he did this amazing, I don't know where he got this from, but this is perfect.
And cancel culture does exist. We have literally tens of millions of people in the United States who are afraid that the cancel culture is coming for them. And cancel culture does exist. Okay, so what this results in very, very often is corporations looking to cram down a particular viewpoint on you and then cancel you. When it comes to the hosts on the Daily Wire, obviously everyone was able to say what they want. But the reality is that there is an Overton window at the Daily Wire. There are polls out there that show that a vast majority of Americans in every single political group, including liberals, feel like they cannot say what they want to say in public because they're afraid that they are going to be canceled, fired, cast out from polite society. This actually happened to a socialist moron named Nathan Robinson. He got canceled from The Guardian. And he said he got canceled from The Guardian because he had put up some anti-Israel tweet. Okay, now I think he's an idiot. I think that his views on Israel are abhorrent, but I don't think that he should lose his columnist slot over at The Guardian. That's a different story, obviously, when it comes to any publisher. Any publisher gets to make decisions about what it wishes to purvey and not. He certainly would not defend anybody on the other side who got canceled. In fact, he has repeatedly said cancel culture does not exist. Okay, it does exist. The fact that there are people out there who want you to lose your job for the sin of saying things they don't agree with is extraordinarily real, and it is happening on a moment-by-moment basis. You know, the Daily Wire is a publisher, not a platform. Publishers obviously have to decide what sort of things they wish to pay for the publication of, and when it comes to hosts and publishers, parting ways, obviously there'll be a non-meeting of the minds. That's pretty much all I can say on that.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, there was a non-meeting of the minds. That's pretty much all I can say on this.